I'm stood outside a 6-bedroom HMO. A HMO is a shared house. This is the type of property that the government are working alongside Serco at the moment to try and give incentives to landlords to house illegal immigrants. Now listen, just hear me out for a second. If you haven't heard, the government are working with Serco to incentivise landlords to give you 5 years guaranteed fixed rent, all the bills paid and all of the maintenance taken care of for 5 years. That sounds great, doesn't it? I am not going to be participating in this scheme, folks, okay? I've got no desire to house illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are costing the country, the UK taxpayer, £8 million per day. That's about £148 per person. I'm keeping my houses for people that have the right to rent in the UK, for people that are like the tenants we have in this property. I'm not going to sell my soul. We've got to do things here that are morally correct, and I will not be participating in this scheme.
Thank God for moral landlords. There is more. A moral, ethical hotel owner.
You refused a request from the Home Office to house migrants. What did they offer you and why did you turn it down?
Beverley, it was probably double what we would normally make on a good year because they offered full occupancy on a rolling contract for a year. They sent us a letter first.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I thought it was a joke. I just couldn't believe that the government wanted to put, you know, illegal migrants up in 4-poster beds.
Yeah.
At Camelot Castle. I mean, it was absolutely remarkable. It would have destroyed the village because one of the things they said is to lay off all the staff, and all but 2, because they do meals on wheels. You clean the rooms once a week.
You're probably a big employer in the village.
Well, a major employer in the village and locally, and of course those jobs in a village like Tintagel, they wouldn't be replaced.
No.
It would have destroyed the local economy. You know, it's hard to say how many hundreds of thousands of pounds our guests spend in the village, but certainly a fair amount. But it's also the cultural degradation that goes along with this.
Cultural degradation is occurring the length and breadth of our nation. Those 2 elegant words sum up the feelings of the majority of the British public. One of my previous posts deserves a rerun in this video.
This Labour government is not only renting hotel spaces, they're actually going to buy hotels at the taxpayer's dime. Can you just categorically deny that that is the case?
My word. More in the video later. And now a minister who is in charge of the nation's purse strings.
And when you see that the majority of the people in these boats are children, babies and women who have been...
No, they're not.
No, you have got to take... No, look, I get this is...
North of 90% of them are adult men.
Let me be... No.
Hang on, you're saying that's not true?
No, look, this is why it's controversial.
Is it true or
I'm
not?
saying it's not true.
No, Fiona, it is not true. On both counts, up to 2025, 73% of illegal adult males crossed the channel in boats. The first 3 months of 2025, it increased to 81%. The debate intensifies.
Well, in my previous answer, I made the case that this government prioritises foreign citizens over citizens of the United Kingdom. After that testimony, I can rest my case.
How do you rest that case?
So number one, well, you were just talking about. So number one, the vast majority of the people making the journey from France by small boat are fighting age, military age males, not women and children. That's the first point. And I don't know if the BBC real-time fact checkers are working this evening or not. They seem to be when I speak, but let's see. That's the first point. The second point I would make is that, you know, we're talking about asylum hotels and Rachel Reeves saying we're going to shut down asylum hotels. There was a report today that this Labour government is not only renting hotel spaces, they're actually going to buy hotels at the taxpayer's dime. Can you just categorically deny that that is the case? That this government, this Labour government, is spending taxpayers' money purchasing hotels in order to house illegal immigrants and asylum seekers?
We own government...
Well, yes,
I'm answering your question. We own government-owned temporary accommodation for when people are waiting for a decision. That is true, but...
So you're not buying any more?
Well, we've had to buy some to get out of hotels, but it's temporary accommodation. It's cheaper to do it that way. But look, when you say that this means that the government is prioritising foreigners over the British people, you have to explain what you mean by that.
Okay, let me explain what I mean.
True.
I spent many weeks in the constituency of Runcorn and Helsby. Runcorn is a very deprived area. And do you know the issue that exercised people so much and why you lost that seat with the massive swing to Sarah Pochen? The reason is primarily because of HMOs, houses of multiple occupancy. So not the actual hotels, in an unholy alliance of Serco and Yvette Cooper, the Labour Home Secretary, illegal migrants are being deposited into communities where there's no say for the local people about it, people from alien cultures. There's a lot of crime as a result of this. And what takes this to Bond villain levels of wickedry, there are Section 21 eviction notices being given to British tenants, including, and in my inbox I have examples of veterans, including one who is suffering PTSD, who received a Section 21 eviction notice because Serco, at the behest of the Home Office, at the behest of Keir Starmer, is offering 5 to 7 year contracts, 20 to 30% above market rates, to house illegal migrants and asylum seekers. And as a result of that, British people are being turfed out onto the street. There's nothing about that that's remotely acceptable, and it's why the social contract in this country is hanging by a thread.
The trio of patriotic entrepreneurs are the backbone of our economy. Businessmen and women know what it takes to grow the economy. I was one until I had 5 cardiac arrests, died 5 times in 5 hours, a story for another day. The government are very good at squandering taxpayers' money, but clueless how to grow the economy. Moving migrants into hotels bought by the government and commandeering HMOs is absolutely scandalous, a threat to public safety and a threat to the national security.